Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I always urge you to get as much knowledge, information as you can. Expose yourself with positive things and negative things. Just be objective. Just look at it objectively and then analyze it, and you're gonna learn. Therefore, after you do that, and in a process, because it's gonna be an never-ending process. We learn all our lives. Nobody can sell you garbage if you know stuff, or you know some things about some stuff. If you don't know anything, then they will sell you anything they want. This is the case of this article that I have right here, coming from the Telegraph. And we have a person who writes here. His name is Hamish de Breton Gordon. Ooh, sounds like a prince or a count or something, or a duke of some. Oh, we can use duke. Why? Because il duce. Anyway, so let's look at this guy who's gonna make a statement in the title that I would ask him, okay, why now? Why only now and not before? But let me show you. Here it is. Story by Hamish de Breton Gordon. Okay, Gordon Bleu. The Telegraph. The West must arm Ukraine with ATACMS now. That way, Putin will be defeated. Okay, my man. All right. You got that right. So I'm not going to read the garbage here for you. Maybe I will just show you, because I know I saw his face at one point. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something else, because I know on the Telegraph, as you can tell, this is on Microsoft. If you go on the Telegraph and try to see this, they will ask for something I'm not willing to give, which is money for garbage. I don't pay that. I use the garbage, but hey, I use it from Yahoo. They get their money from others, right, that love it. So my question for Mr. Gordon Bleu here is like this, right? The West must arm. That way, Putin will be defeated. My question is, why waited so long, Gordon? Hamish de Breton Gordon. Why waited so long? Why did these generals, the smart ones, wait? Why did they wait? Why didn't they do it on the 25th of, let's say, February 2022? Well, Gordon, you didn't expect that one, right? And remember, Gordon, and you, my friends, if you don't know how these things worked so far, I tell you, because I paid attention. I hope you did the same. This guy started the same with each and everything that escalated. They started with the juveniles, bop. That was the first thing, if I remember correctly, what the West sent. And they said, that will clear everything. That those will fit everything. We're going to destroy all the Russian tanks. Then they said, well, that didn't work. All right, let's go with some, what was the next one? Jesus Christ, how do you call it? Round of sanctions. Jesus Christ. Sanctions. Let's start with sanctions. With the first round of sanctions, that will clear everything. The ruble will be destroyed, the Russian economy will collapse, and then those guys will go and strangle Putin. Or they will put on Putin a Gaddafi or a Mussolini, one of the two. And it didn't happen. Then say, oh, you know what? We're going to kick them out of SWIFT. Yeah, man, yeah. We're going to kick them out of SWIFT. Yes. Nothing happened. And they went to what? 11 rounds of sanctions. What happened? What happened? And then after juvenile, boom, they were what? They were starting with armored vehicles. The same thing they said, well, that will clear everything. Oh my God. Then they did it with HIMARS. Oh, that will clear everything. Then they went with what? With Patriot systems. Then they went with what? With tanks. Then now they went with airplanes. They sent the MiGs and all that. Now they send the F-16s. Now next week they're going to send the Abrams tanks. Remember, we're going to send the Leopard tanks and those French tanks and the British Challenger tank, and they will definitely roll over to Moscow. The counteroffensive. Nothing happened. And now they tell us the same thing with they said the Storm Shadows. Oh my God, and the Scouts will do it. Yes. And then say, well, the Germans will send their long-range missiles. But the Germans said, hold on, we're not going to do it. Warte bitte. Wait a little bit. Wait. They didn't send anything. And now they say, if they send the ATACMS, which is a long-range missile system, about 300 kilometers long, the range 190 miles or so. That would change everything. Putin, that way, Putin will be defeated. Okay, Gordon, Hamish de Breton Gordon, what's his name, the shuffling madness, the semi-conscious Biden already told the weasel Zelensky Stein that he's going to get a small batch. It's going to be only a few pumps. Pop, 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 pop. Another 1,000 pumps is going to be only 50. That's not considered penetration. It's only 50. Small batch, okay? That was the argument of a video I made today. So why now? Why now? Why, if they knew that the ATACMS would defeat Putin, why did they wait more than a year and a half? Gordon, why? Well, you see, because they tried differently. They tried with each thing. It was planned. It was calculated. They needed to test their little weapons. They needed to make a profit. Someone, who do you think make the profit out of this? Someone, some companies, some industries. Gordon, I'm waiting. Oh, obviously the arms manufacturing companies, that's one. The banks and the energy companies. Some. Other ones were not. The banks giving money to these guys, to the countries, so they can build weapons to send them to the Ukrainians, right? And the energy, some of them swallowed some others, and they were paid more money for the same energy they were selling. Why? And the money was borrowed from the banks. Good job. And the population, inflation high, standard of living decreased, your salaries increased 1%, inflation 12%, I'm exaggerating, it was about 14-15%, it was 9%, depends what countries and so on. And now he's saying if we send ATACMS, Putin will lose. Okay, Mr. Gordon, what if, can you give me a timeline, a deadline? Tell me in how many days, hours, weeks, Putin would lose because of this ATACMS, and how many ATACMS these guys need in order for Putin to lose? 50? 1,000? 50,000? A trillion? How many? And how many days? 3 days? A week? A month? A century? Let me just look over. So, I don't want to, accuse Hamish de Breton Gordon of anything. Let's see if he gives us any numbers here. If he gives us any number, that's great. I'm looking for numbers. F-16, 2 months. Supply precision, it took 6 months. Of course it took. Okay, 300 kilometers, okay. Okay, I don't see any fucking numbers, Gordon Bleu. What's going on? I don't see it. Did you see any? I said I will look for his face. Just a second. Et voila, there he is. Mr. Hamish de Breton Gordon. Okay, Mr. Hamish Breton Gordon, tell me the days and the numbers. You don't have them because you're just a weasel. You just talk shit. Now, that could help, but why didn't they do it in February 25th, 2022? Huh? All right, you need to learn a lot, Cordon Bleu. But hey, he writes for the Telegraph. When I used to be in that country called Romania, the Telegraph was considered a very respectable newspaper. When they were saying Telegraph, it was like BBC. It was like, oh my God. And I, as a child, I was like, BBC, the Telegraph, Sun, Sky, Jesus Christ. And when I, grew some hair down there, I realized, wait a second, my balls are not getting this. And I realized these guys are weasels. People like Gordon Breton wrote for them. But at that time, I didn't know. At that time, I didn't know a lot of things. Like right now, I don't know a lot of things, but I also know much more than I knew then. So now I can assess Gordon's level. And Gordon levels is low. All right? Low. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.